Fear, assumption, ignorance, political power, use the pandemic for my own personal gain. That's what the Virginia governor just got finished doing. Some way, somehow, they have passed legislation there in Virginia to make it so that background checks are required for Virginians to be able to buy guns. Also, they put a limitation on that Virginians can only buy one gun a month. And of course, along with all of this, they waited to use the COVID-19 pandemic plague to push through their political agenda while everybody has to practice social distancing. Now, mind you, a few months prior, we all know that Virginians came out in mass, and people came not only from Virginia, but Kentucky, Tennessee, all South Carolina, North Carolina, all the gun favorable states. And we know that Larry Pratt for Gun Owners of America, which I might add, I'm a lifetime membership. I have a lifetime membership there, GOA, not NRA. And 30,000 something people showed up in protest. They had rally after rally after rally. The Virginian people really truly spoke what they wanted, what their sentiment was. But this rat, this snake, who allegedly got elected by the people, I'm beginning to wonder if he was selected by the powers that be. Him and his crony, Michael Bloomberg, and I'm going to put that influence in there because they've literally done the unthinkable, and we come to an all-new low. An all-new low where these people that have been elected into political office have their own personal agenda, which he states in his interview. Once I find it, I'm going to put the link down below. But he clearly states that this is something he has been personally working for. And he says that, well, we've done had enough. My condolences. Sorry for your loss. All this other stuff, Virginians. And what's amazing to me is, and I said it once, I said it 1,000 times, I'm going to say it 1,001, I'm going to say it again and again and again and again and again. Every single gun law in this country that opposes the Second Amendment, because that's what that guy did. And I'm going to tell y'all right now, in Virginia, I would not comply with that unconstitutional law in no way, shape, fashion, or form. These boogers think they're above the law. And they're going to try to use the ignorance of the law enforcement because, these people need a paycheck in order to support their draconian cronyism laws. But I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't pay attention to it at all. And the alleged police officers, sheriff, and everybody else need to educate themselves in what the hell's going on up there in that country, up there in that state. Because these same people, they use guns to protect them. But man, I'm telling y'all right now, there's no way. There's literally no way that you Virginians can allow this pig to wait till everybody's at home practicing social distancing to where the people can't even come out en masse and protest to turn around and use this legislation to pass these laws right here when it's against the will of the people. How in the hell did he get in office in the first place? Now, one thing Virginia just got finished doing is all but guaranteeing that in the next election, there will be Republicans. No matter what happens, it's going to be Republicans, because when you got these politicians, and why is everything always after the Second Amendment? Why don't they go after the criminals? Because every single law that is passed in this country in reference to background checks, in reference to fingerprinting, in reference to surveillance and everything. It's all against law-abiding citizens. I was getting ready to say it earlier. I'm going to say it now. If I said it once, I said it 1,000 times, and here come 1,001. Listen to me. Only law-abiding citizens comply with laws as long as they are not unconstitutional. And what these people are trying to do today is they're trying to get us to pick them over the Constitution, to pick their ideas over the Constitution. And I know just as well as you do that the Constitution is pretty much almost a relic in this country, that people, they holler Constitution left, they holler to the right, they just keep on hollering Constitution. And when you get into these statutory courts with these statutory judges, statutory lawyers, your Constitution does not matter. Don't ask me why I'm doing this either. I guess I'm putting emphasis in between the words, brackets. The Constitution. No, this thing that you hear people keep touting left and right, and of course mine is so. This thing has become so old, and I done thumped it so much. So how much I done thumped this thing? I done thumped it so much. Even got paint spilt on it and stuff. And it's turning, it's crazy. Look at it, man. The pages are wrinkling and everything else. I've done thumped this thing so much that I had to get one up to date right here. I had to get this up to date. Because you think about this for a second. Think about this for a second. Look at this. Look at this. This is no greater when you look at our court systems today. You look at these so-called elected officials today. This is no better than damn toilet paper. And that's the way they view it. I'm telling you what's going to happen in this country. And it's going to take a little bit more pushing because the people are still too dumb, dormant, docile, demoralized, and demonized. But it's going to take a hell of a lot of pushing. And it's going to have to, I'm telling you, and there are a hell of a lot more people in this country than there are uniformed police officers, than there are military, than there are anybody has to do with so-called law enforcement. There's a hell of a lot more people. And the more people that are informed and the more people that are educated, we're going to go back to the Boston Tea Party days. We need to, because right now I believe that the people have just lost too much heart. And I believe that the people love and cherish what they call freedom, that they're just willing to give over civil liberties. But when you get these snakes that actually wait till a pandemic comes, and you've got such a force that comes out and was definitely against this governor, that they had to back down. GOA was up there, man. I'll tell you, they were doing a job on these boogers. They were doing a job in protest and stuff. Now we can't protest. Now the people has to be away. And then these legislators, y'all need to take note of every single legislator that voted on that. And see, I'm getting to the point that this voting shit ain't working. This damn vote, it ain't working. It just ain't working. It ain't working. It ain't working. The people are going to be forced into their own police force. That's what they're going to end up doing. And no wonder you see why there's so much protest from the government against militias. And of course, we don't know what the militias anything is going to be about, but I do know this. Criminals, it don't make no difference what law they pass. Criminals just simply is not going to obey. They ain't going to do it. No way, shape, fashion, or form, because it's not for them. Even criminal police, with their blue laws, to where they protect each other. You can sit there and have a police officer illegally and unlawfully beating the crap out of someone, and the other officer will stand by and sit there and watch and will not check them. So where's the justice at in all this? And these people have forgotten that they have been literally hired by us, the taxpayers. And that's because when you are an uninformed, ignorant people, and I hate to add insult to injury, but that is exactly what's going on. Uninformed, ignorant people. When you are an uninformed, ignorant people, it's bad when you would turn around and just say they can do whatever they want. They can pass all the laws they want as long as they leave me alone. Every single law they pass, it inches one step closer to your door. And I would recommend, especially if you have your own homestead, is that you start putting up fences and gates, no trespassing signs. Because you got some people, it's obvious, that's going to be on the wrong side of history every single time, just like this so-called governor, the coward that he is. It's sad. It's sad. Now, after the smoke settles and stuff, I wonder what the Virginian people and everybody else going to do, because I'm going to be keeping my eyes on GOA, because I didn't become a lifetime member there. And believe me, the reason why I picked GOA is because they are the only non-compromise. They don't fool around with these gun people. They don't fool anybody that's anti-gun. They just don't fool around with them. And no, I'm not getting any perks. I'm not getting any kickbacks or anything. I'm just telling you that the NRA are a bunch of hypocrites. Just because they're the largest, GOA is right there too, but they're a bunch of hypocrites. GOA is non-compromise. And we've got to change. We've got to change the structure, and we've got to change the landscape of things that continue to keep happening in the United States of America. And in private conversations, I actually tell people what really needs to happen and what goes on. Because, we're so censored today that if you damn say something wrong, next thing you know, you're going to have the FBI at your door. No matter how much of a law-abiding citizen that you have been. But criminals and rogue police officers and everybody, they're not going to obey laws. Only law-abiding citizens. And you're going to have to learn how to protect yourselves from some DA that actually wants to have a make-my-day moment on you. Well, now we probably ain't got to worry about that, because now they don't want to arrest nobody. I just had a situation down here where somebody come to my door or my gate or and trespass actually on my land down here, and start hollering all types of obscenities and stuff, and cussing and everything, and then when the sheriff's department came out here to take a report, they asked me if I want them arrested. I said, yeah, go ahead and take them in. Next thing you know the reason why they didn't take them in. Now, I did press charges. We don't want to take them in because of the COVID-19 crisis. You mean to tell me now that people can go out here and do whatever the hell they want, and they don't have to end up getting booked? They don't have to get arrested now? Is that what it is now? I did let them know in no uncertain terms that I tell you what, the next one to come down here and get on that part of that land and turn around, and they have evil intents and they trespass and stuff, I told this sheriff straight up. That's why I told him. I said, it's open season. It's literally open season. And we deer hunt around here. Turkey hunt. And you know how well I sleep at night after I kill a deer?